Alonzo, I'd love to start with your cousin Allie here at the Senior Bowl, but in terms of watching him progress as a player, what are some of the things you see since you evaluate talent?
Well, you know what? I go back to Ali from high school, and I am so proud of him as a person and as an individual more than a football player. And when I finally met Ali through family members and all that kind of stuff, he began visiting me in high school. As a senior, he came out to Houston, stayed with me, and since high school, he stayed with me every summer. And during that summertime, we work out every day and twice a day, and we talk football all day. And and I told him a long time ago, our goal together is to beat the Senior Bowl. Win a national championship, go to the Senior Bowl, because I'm so proud of myself being here with him. I played football at the highest level and won a national championship, did all that kind of good stuff. And to see him here winning a national championship and being at the Senior Bowl is very special to me, because he's a product of just hard work. He's a kid that, overcame adversity, and he's worked his tail off to earn his degree in college. He's done everything the right way. Everything you want a kid to do and to be, you say, that's what I want my son and my children look up to him. They revere him. He's Alonzo Highsmith. He's at LSU, and when he plays on Saturdays, people come up to my kids saying, "Are you related to Alonzo Highsmith?" And and even now and then when he's playing on college football, they'll say he's a cousin of Alonzo Highsmith who played. So I always tell him there's a lot for you to live up to, and there's a lot of burdens that are expected upon yourself because there are younger Highsmiths looking up to you. My daughter loves him, my sons love him, and they look up to him. And the proudest thing of him that he's done is that he graduated from college. And my son said when he graduated from college, they said, "Dad, when we go to college, we're going to graduate like Ali." Not like me. I graduated from college. But they said, you can only tell your kids so much before they tune out. They hear from me every day. It's different. When they hear from him, well, we better listen, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm proud of him about. He graduated from college. He's done everything you want a college kid to do. And he also played athletics, and he's good at football. So very proud of him.
And we see a lot of good college players, great college players that don't make it at the next level. You're one, great college career, great pro career. What do you see in Ali as a player that, we see the way the defense feeds off his energy and the things that happen on the college football field. What do you think he's got that'll make him a successful pro?
Work ethic. I think that, even though you go to pro football, whether you're a first-round pick, second-round pick, or a seventh-round pick, the key is to you having a desire to improve. And those great players who come in as first-round draft picks and they have a work ethic like a seventh-round draft pick, they're trying to make the team, those are the guys you see go on to have great careers. And I think Ali has a lot of that in him. I think he's a kid that is hungry, wants to do good. I think he's a guy that's personal person. Football's important to him, but people are important to him too. And he's going to treat everybody a certain way. He's the type of guy you want around your kids. Or I always judge people by my children. And if I was going out of town, I would say, Ali, take care of the kids. I'm going out of town, take care of them. I wouldn't have a worry in my mind. So I think that's the biggest compliment you can do to a person, say, watch my kids while I'm out of town.
Well, were you involved in recruiting or like?
No.
I was going to say, didn't he start at Miami?
He signed at Miami,
yeah.
But his SAT scores weren't where they were supposed to be as a senior in high school, and he had to sit out until end of his freshman year. Then he passed them and met all the NCAA qualifications, and LSU came, ended up going to LSU, and he was homesick. Nick Saban would call me and say, Alonzo, I need you to talk to Ali. He wants to go and he doesn't like being here. And it's a tough transition. Kid from Florida. His whole goal in life was to go to Miami. You know, he gets there, he doesn't pass the SAT score, and he's got to sit out. And then Miami says, well, we're not sure. So LSU says, come on, come to LSU. Gets to LSU, and he comes right after that first national championship. He's not part of that team. He's trying to find friends. You know, you're a freshman. The freshman class that they signed doesn't come into August. So you're not part of that class either.
Yeah, I remember he came in the spring, right after
he came in January.
Right.
So, you know, his friends are nobody. So, you know, it was tough for him, but you know, he persevered, and he got through school and worked hard in football, and rest is history.
I guess, how do you feel now then about him not going to Miami and going to LSU?
Well, it turned out well for him, and I always tell him, my sons, hey, everything will take care of itself. I mean, there's a higher being that's watching over everything, and everything happens for a reason. And hey, you just go where you go, and things turn out.
Let me ask you also, just in terms of the whole being the evaluating talent thing for you, having made the transition from player now to evaluating talent and scouting, and when you look at players that you're not related to, when you watch, this is an inexact science.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you look for?
I think the thing is you always have to evaluate first is a person's passion for football and their desire to want to be good. Because you can be a first-round talent but not want to be a great football player. And I saw that at Miami when I was there. I was fortunate enough to be around a lot of great players at Miami. Been around great coaches, Jimmy Johnson, Howard Schnellenberger, Dave Wanstead, and Dave Campo, and Butch Davis. I was around a lot of great coaches. And I found out about players through playing with a lot of great players. Just because you have the talent doesn't mean you're going to be great. It means you have the potential to be great. But those people who don't have the talent, some other guys, who are the guys who work hard, they overcome adversity, and they continue to get better. They continue to get better. Those are the guys that become the great players that you want to interview, guys that become first-round draft picks that say, football's important to me. So the key is finding players that football's important to them.
And how does it change, if at all, in terms of, when you're in a game as a player, and whether you're carrying the ball like you did, and these moments you can't drop it, you got to be, and then you're dealing with a team that's going to invest millions of dollars in a player, and do we take this player or this player? When you are involved in making this, look, I think, all these players are good athletes, but we should take this player because, how about that burden?
I think you can never go wrong taking the best football player, Regardless, whatever you think about a player, he's got to be a good football player. And if all the other stuff matches up what you want, the height, weight, the speed, the character, everything adds up, and he's a good football player, that's your guy. I mean, there's not an exact science to it, but I think you'll fail less taking the overall best football player and the guy that you feel has the character that you want on your team, who is that best football player. And I think Belichick's done that at the New England Patriots. He's taken, blue-collar type guys that want to work hard, guys that the game means a lot to them, and surrounded them with a few superstars, the way Jimmy Johnson did with the Cowboys, and they got a great team. You can't have 11 Pro Bowls on each side of the ball and be a great team. There's a chemistry thing, and those teams that win the Super Bowls have that.
Well, then lastly, coming back to Ali, what kind of a pro do you think he's going to be?
I think he's going to be a good pro. I think he's going to be a guy that football is important to him. He'll be a good community type guy. Because I consider him a blue-collar type kid, just a hard worker, and doesn't take anything for granted, loves football, football's important to him, and wants to be good at it. So I think they're going to get a dedicated pro.
Great, excellent. I can't wait to get him in here.
Okay.
Thanks, Alonzo,
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.